We have a very interesting gentleman here. You're going to love his story and what's possible, doing things from a distance, right? So the next student we got to share with their story today is Nathan Seal. Please give him a round of applause.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. No pills gonna cure my ill. I got a bad case of loving you.
Good. Got a microphone for you?
Champ.
Gee, that's hard to beat. Thanks, Chris.
You got your kids coming up here or anything?
No, but I'm waiting for them to grow up so I can do some slave labour too.
It definitely is a strategy we're going to put in Ultimate, right?
Yes.
That's it, the new one.
So Nathan, you've been living in Dubai for the last little while.
I have originally from Adelaide, and I've spent the last 10 years in Dubai. I work for a security company, and I do health and safety. So, yeah, I look after 22 countries, so I spend a lot of time on the plane. I am platinum, but with Emirates, so we run platinum.
Now, you were actually the first one to ever take me up on my I'll refund your money in full if you replace your income in 3 years.
Really?
How long did it take you?
13 months.
Give a round of applause for that.
There's a story behind that too.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
how did we meet? How did you find out about me?
We met in the bedroom.
Buddy.
Every night I used to go to bed, and I'd be looking at real estate, 15 hours away, other side of the world. And I want to get into this property game. I had some properties, and they were killing me. So I look one night, and this lady pops up, and I'm trying to look for some investment courses that I could do online from Dubai, but nothing come up. But then I found you. I looked at some of the videos on YouTube, and then we go on from there. So my family, I have two young kids, my wife, and we go back to Adelaide every year so we can see the grandparents, and I drop them off for 8 weeks, and I take them back. They stay there for summer, 50 degrees in Dubai in summer. So they come back to Adelaide, spend some quality time, and then in that time, then I flew to Melbourne, and I come to...
So you did actually make it to a one-dayer?
It was a 2-dayer.
Oh, okay.
Back then. And I remember I was sitting over in the corner over here, and there was a gentleman next to me. He goes, a bit like Michael, sorry, she's a shonk. What do you think? "Oh, it's expensive." "Oh, I don't know." And he kept on walking out of the room. And I wish I could see him today and just tell him what is possible if you actually put your mind to
That's
it.
it.
Because he sat there and he just was a cynic the whole time.
Yep.
And once I got that thing, I was like, I'm going to change. So
Good. Okay.
thank you.
So where were you starting from?
So this is my slave labour growing up. Where was I? Like I said, before I started, I travel 5-6 months a year, so I live on a plane. I had 5 properties, negatively geared. As you can see, 33,000 below or negative. But when the Australian dollar was good and everyone was going over to the US to buy property, it was actually hurting me a lot more because the exchange rate, I get paid in local currency, which is linked to the US dollar. So I went up to $1.16 and I was actually sending more money home to service that. So it was actually a lot more than the 33.
Yeah.
Now it's changed. It was 33 when I started the course.
Okay. Well, that would have been hurting.
Yep. So went to the course, talk about the strategy. You have to look at your own property. So I ring Andrew at the time, and I said, "Oh, Andrew, I need to come and see you." And he goes, "Yeah, I can fit you in about 3 weeks' time." I said, "No, Andrew, I need to get in the next 24 hours. He said, "Well," I said, "I'm back on a plane. I need to go through my properties." So like Chris said, if you get knocked back, you got to know this is what I want. So I said, things are going to change. So we did it. So we went through the list. So we had 2 properties. I bought one in Cairns and one down South Australia. And he said, "Get rid of them. They're killing you. You can't move forward." So within the next couple of months, I did a small reno on one of them and got rid of it, and the other one sold as well.
So that got you freed up to be able to move forward.
Yeah.
Which is often the case, as we talk about. Sometimes you've got to have a sacrificial lamb. You had 2 of them.
Yeah, and looked at the interest rates, changed a bit, so that was saving a bit of money also.
Okay. So that's your renovation on one of them, was it?
So this is the first one. My wife came back. We had a property on the beach. Like I said, if you want something, you can get it. My wife and I, we wanted to live on this beachfront, this area, and this was our dream, to have a place on the beach. So we're walking along with our daughter, who was just born, and we're targeting every property that we could look at.
Write a mauve letter?
No, I didn't. I actually went and knocked on the door.
Oh, there you go.
So I knocked on the door, and there was a gentleman renting, and he said to me, "No, I don't own it, but I can give you the details." I said, "Cool, I'm interested in buying." He said, "Well, come in." So he took us through the house, and
Cool.
It just worked out the owner had bought the one next door as well, and he was looking to sell very shortly. So in that time, we bought it. 8 months later, we come back, and we're doing a renovation. And after the 2 days boot camp, I thought, shit, we have to change a lot of things here. And I thought, let's not do something small, let's do big. So she stayed on another 2 weeks, my wife, and we turned it into this, and it is unbelievable. We didn't even think about Airbnb or executive rentals. In the first 9 months, we've made 62,000 just by doing Airbnb and executive rental. So really
and it's
good.
setting yourself up for when you do come back that you can move in there.
That's the plan.
Very good. That means
Well,
time is
actually,
awesome.
actually, it's too good a cash flow to move into.
So you're going to buy the one next door. Okay.
So then I thought, well, you know, next best thing is get into the development. I know nothing, and let's build 4. So I looked at, bought this in a regional town in South Australia. I bought this house on just under 2,000 squares. So put it on I didn't know what an option was, put it on an option, did all my due diligence, organised my finance, went to council and said, can I build this? Changed a few things, and I've in the process now of building 4 at the back, which you'll see later.
So that's this one?
That's that one.
Yep.
I engaged someone over the internet, renovation. We did, a smaller renovation, kitchen, bathroom, painting, and now that's rented out for $320 a week.
Very good.
Can I just ask, so you were doing all that whilst you're over in Dubai?
Yeah.
Holy moly, like that. That's like, as we all know, doing a subdivision and doing a renovation, as we know, it's pretty intense. So really, that's a huge mission to to accomplish, and really, really.
We talk about distance, but Dubai's real distance.
And the time zone is a factor
Yes,
too.
true.
Yeah, totally.
So obviously we're 7 hours behind. So if I wake up late, I don't have a lot of time to communicate with people.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. My first month doing this, my phone bill was $1,800. And I thought, oh, geez, I've got to change this. So trying to get onto Skype, other measures.
Yep.
But
That's really good.
it is for a young generation.
Come on. I like Skype.
The planners, the architects, they don't want to use Skype.
Oh, okay.
So there's that other factor. How do you
But you
communicate?
put your money into Skype and then you
Yeah,
ring normally.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I know. Now.
Now.
So this is the one which is underway.
Yep.
The slabs have been poured and finished last week. So
Very
it's
typical Adelaide design.
Yeah, beautiful. That's what they want.
That's it. It's exactly right. In Adelaide and South Australia, you've got to stick with what they want. Don't go out of the box.
And we spoke about education. I come to the boot camp also another time.
Yep. When you were back.
I come back in March. So if you really want something, you've got to make it happen. I flew in on a Friday morning at 6 o'clock from Dubai. I did the 3-day boot camp and flew out that night on Sunday at 10 o'clock.
Man, that's got to be commended.
Far out. Come on, that is pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
I reckon.
Respect you for that.
So if you want something, you make it happen.
Yeah.
Especially getting through day one. Tax. Far out, man. You got the whole structure and piggy bank. What are we doing here? Well done.
Sleeping on a plane.
Yeah, and so Chris was talking about look at your properties that you already have. So I had this property that I had for 15 years or so, not quite, and I used to just rent them out. They were 2 Torrens titled, and I had them rented for $265 each, and then I started to get some more education, went into high res and understood that, And then I thought, okay, so did another reno, which we changed the lounge room into another room. So we went from 4 bedrooms to 6. And now you can see that's increased from 9,000 cash flow to 26.
It's pretty good. So that's all starting to add up with some decent cash flow. So you're paying tax in Australia as well now.
Yes. Which is good. Tax is good. At least you're making money.
That's exactly right. You're making money. So what have we done here?
So then I went into a regional town again and I bought this one. A friend of mine, she looks after the homeless and she's the CEO. So we sat down and thought, how can we give back? And this country town needed some accommodation. So we sat down and went through everything. And then I found this, which hasn't worked out. And what's happened is I've turned it into a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom, a little renovation. But the people that we were looking to have, they're not interested or they don't want to move into this accommodation. So unfortunately, some of the homeless people in this area would prefer to live in their cars than actually live with other men in this house, in this area. So I'm just going to get rid of this. I'll make some profit and move on to the next deal. It's just too difficult to try and fill. So move on.
All right. Still made a profit?
Yeah. This is Henley, which is really good. My next door neighbour, he's got a 1-bedroom over his garage. So I'm just copying him. As you can see on the right-hand side, shaded out, that is his 1-bedroom that he rents out. He rents that out for $420 a week. So I'm working off that number. So I'm just building this 1-bedroom at the back of my, the first property you saw.
Yep.
And I'll just rent that out full-time. And that's another uplift because there's no extra cost to do it on your own property that you already got. So small cost anyway.
And that's through just private certifier?
Yeah, just getting it done.
Time frames is a lot less rather than going through a full DA. So it's really good to look at your portfolio.
That's a cool design above a garage though. It's really cool.
Great cash flow too.
And it looks pretty.
It's awesome.
Okay.
And this one, we're just getting quotes now. This is a unit we've got, 2-bedroom unit on the beach. We're looking to renovate that one and then do Airbnb with that. So we're just going through that now to get ready to renovate.
And you reckon you make about $9,000 on that cash flow?
Yeah.
Nice view too. So, why are we doing all of this?
Like I said, I live on a plane and I'm sick of living on a plane. So, everyone's got a story. And I grew up without a father. He was an alcoholic. My mum separated when we were 18 months old. And I always said I wanted to be the father I never had. And I'm doing that now. So putting the steps in so I can come back and, do renovations.
So how much passive income have we got at the moment? Is it on the slide?
No, at the end it is.
Okay, we'll get there in a minute then. So what are your learnings out of the process?
Learnings? Well, I was telling Brad yesterday and he told me off because I didn't get it right, so I won't try that. Fail to plan, you plan to fail. So put in a plan and stick to it. Have your goals. I had a vision board. If you just want to go to the last slide, keep going. So this certificate that Dipner was talking about, I had, as I woke up every morning, I'd have a shower and get changed and put my shirt on to go to work. And I'd open my cupboard and I just saw this certificate and it had there 55,000 in 18 months. And I looked at it every day and I said, I need that to get what I want. And I've got that. And we're just putting things in place so I can come back to Adelaide and do it full time. So more, family's big for me. Giving back. What's next
That's
one?
just your equity position from one to the other. And your cash flow, of course.
Yeah, so after those other deals are done, by the end of the year, hopefully, mid-year, 100,000 cash flow. So, it's been
And that's enough for you to come back?
Yeah, I should do.
Okay.
It's a good start.
So that'll obviously give you serviceability because you started with me at 33 negative and you've turned that around in 13 months to 56 positive, which you got your certificate and I refunded everything.
Amazing.
And then you want another year, mid-next year?
Yeah, well, I have to put a few things in place to come back and, tax things and all that before I come back. And then, we'll be back here full time.
Good. Very good. Well done.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you very much, Nathan. Well done.